Hello everyone and welcome back to Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. So today we're going to be reviewing the latest release from Sagamore Spirits. This is their 4-year, 100 proof bottled and bond straight rye whiskey. Now this is made up of two different blends. The first is a high rye mash bill and the second is a low rye mash bill. This is actually the company's first batch of whiskey that was distilled and bottled here in my home state of Maryland. Really excited to get into this one, guys. When I heard this was coming out, me being, born here in Maryland and right around the corner from Baltimore, I got really excited about this one. So without further ado, guys, let's go. All right, guys, welcome back. So let's go ahead and get into the color really quick. It's a really nice copperish color, light copperish color, light honey. Actually, for 100 proof, has really nice legs. I was very, very surprised when I first poured this into the glass, just to see some of the legs that are slowly dripping down. Especially being 100 proof. Really nice color though. Let's get in the nose. So right away, there's a lot of sweetness that comes out of this glass. Nice, like caramelized sweetness. I really like rich vanilla. There's definitely some rye grain in there. I definitely pick up some of the graininess in there. With it being 4 years old, that is common. Very, very slight hint of a mint back there, a little bit further into the glass, as well as a little bit of floral notes. Floral notes I'm not too big on, but they're very, very faint back there, just a little bit further into the glass. Again, those rye spices and that mixture of that vanilla, really rich like caramel, really, really nice nose. It actually smells like their rick house kind of when you first walk into it. Brings back memories. All right, guys, let's get into the palate. Cheers. Yeah, so right away, a really nice initial burst of some of that rye spice. It's definitely it's more along that rye spice burn. Being 100 proof, not going to blow out your palate. Again, that really nice initial burst, and it actually covered the entire palate. Very mouth watering. Right away, like on the back end was a lot of rye spice, a lot of pepper on the back. Still kind of saturating the palate there. Really nice. I really like that spiciness that comes from this. There is some sweetness in there off of that first sip, but that spiciness was really what grabs a hold of your tongue there. I'll let you know it's there. Let's get into the second sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, there's some fruity notes there. Yeah, so those rye spices for me are more right now on the front of the palate. A lot of the rye spices, and it flows into like a sweetness. So that first sip, I did get some rye spice and like some pepper into the finish. It's kind of swap places now. The dominance of that rye, that spice, you do pick up some of the flavor of the grain. Not too much though. But the dominance of that rye spice that sits on the front to the middle of the palate, really, really nice. Right into the middle to the back is where you start to pick up some of those some of those fruity notes, some like orchard fruits right across the middle into the back of the palate. A little bit of pepper that flows into the finish, but there's like that vanilla and caramel sweetness that really flow through from the middle into the back as well. Not picking up any floral notes on the palate, which is great. Again, it's a little bit of graininess, that rye spice. It really grabs a hold of your tongue. Very nice second sip. So that one was definitely different from the first sip. Again, the first sip was more, the sweetness, and then that bite on the back end. I mean, it had that spice across the entire palate, but now it's kind of reversed. Really nice. Last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, now those orchard fruits are becoming more dominant. Graininess is still there a little bit. Not bad. Yeah, so the rye spice, that bite from the rye spice, that's on the front of the palate. It's died down now. Became a little more mellow. And now those orchard fruits are playing more of a role on that front into the middle of the palate. The bite's still there. It's just not as dominant as it was before. And then into the back, there's still that sweetness, that vanilla, that caramel sweetness. Little bit of a peppery finish that kind of goes into the back. Actually, a little bit of mint back there as well. Very, very little bit of mint. I did pick that up on the nose. It's a very sweet and spicy rye. It has a great balance between the two. I do like how they kind of switched places a little bit. That first sip, it was just that initial rush of rye spice. It dominated the palate, a little bit of sweetness in the back, and then it completely swapped. It's more the sweetness in the front, and then kind of that rye spiciness into the back now. Very, very surprised at how easy this is to drink, and those really nice fruity notes that are coming off of this 4-year. Very, very surprised at this one, and I think given some more time. When this thing turns 6, 7, 8 years old, the flavors are just going to develop and evolve even more. They're gonna become more dominant. That those fruity notes become more dominant. The rye spice, I'm sure, will still be there. Peppery finish, a little bit of mint at the end. Very, very impressed with this 4-year bottle and bond from Sagamore. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. I want to send a lot of praise over to the team at Sagamore Spirits. You guys are doing a fantastic job. You're being led by someone who is so passionate and has a lot of pride in what they do, and that really makes all the difference. I'm very, very proud to be born and raised here in Maryland, and with this Sagamore Spirits, we're putting it back on the map. So again, Sagamore, keep doing what you guys are doing. So if you guys are looking for more reviews like this, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, bell notification to be alerted of any upcoming reviews or live streams. You'd also find me on Instagram at Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. And until next time, guys, stay dusty.